So I've been hearing a lot about the DDG and Halle Bailey situation. And so far from what I heard, basically, allegedly, he put his hands on her. She has a picture of a bruise on her arm and a chipped tooth. She said that he smacked her head basically against the steering wheel. I think she even said multiple times. Her face, her head, she said that he smashed it against the steering wheel. They were wrestling. Basically, I guess they got into a dispute. Allegedly, Halo was there while they was wrestling in a car seat, and supposedly she was trying to put Halo in a car seat, and she said DDG got mad out of nowhere and started to get aggressive and violently attack her. Not only that, she said that she stayed in the car even after all that happened because she was afraid that he might do something to Halo. And then she goes to the family's house and she tells them allegedly. After that, there's also some shit about him popping up in her at her house in her place of residence and breaking in and entering without permission. And she said he took his fist and he smashed the ring light. Um, First of all, she said all this crazy shit about him getting into the bed, taking a picture of him in her bed, in her home, sending a text saying something about, so this is the shit that you be on. And then after sending a text, something about, I don't know, she said that, maybe I'm getting it wrong. She said that he took her phone as well at one point and he drove off, but before he drove off, he broke it and said, "Fetch, bitch." I don't know, y'all. All I know is some stuff going on with DDG and Halle Bailey, and her story is out, and she got a restraining order on him, which a lot of people think a restraining order means something. It means little. Okay, you really don't need much to get a restraining order. I promise you this, a woman could have just a small bruise on her arm and a small bruise on her chin, barely seeable, say that her man put hands on her, go to the judge, show them the bruises, and just plead that she's fearful of her life and she doesn't know what he's going to do, and the judge will grant her a restraining order, a PFA, or a PFA or whatever it may be. The cops would even grant a PFA, even if the woman doesn't have damages on her face, but there was a call of a dispute going on. One thing you guys I don't think a lot of people know is on the scene of a domestic violent case, if both parties are going at it and there's really no bruises on either partner, the cops will still recommend and will allow and will say to a woman, you can still get a restraining order out on him if you don't want him around. Okay? And the judge will grant that. If, you know, their relationship is basically, how can I say this? A liability, and if there is any potential that this guy is abusing her, doesn't matter whether the woman has bruises or not. You don't need evidence of being hurt to get a restraining order. All you need is to get into a dispute with the man or the guy or husband or boyfriend that you're with, and you can get a restraining order just off the fact that you don't want him to be around you or be with you or in the same house with you anymore. So, yeah.
Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Don't
It's
even.
not. That can't even be real.
Fuck all that,
So,
bro. Fuck
we're
all that.
reacting to
But that can't even be real. That's the thing.
But don't even. But you know when we talked
basically
last
what's
night?
going
Fuck
on.
all that. Let me say something. It's not.
No, no, I'm saying, but I don't know where that even
Yo,
came from.
yo, stop these fake allegations. This is a father. This is a real person.
A
This
lot
is
of
a
people
good
was
human.
saying that his reaction was fake. I don't think that. I don't think his reaction is fake. I don't know what actors you guys watch, but this is not a fake reaction, gang.
being.
But I don't
But hey,
understand.
bro, we on stream, bro.
Come on, like I gotta be
Just don't do it, bro. Come here, come here.
Don't even make no
Fuck all that. That's my real friend. We're not gonna do no false shit to ruin this stream. He's a great human being. He does a lot for a lot of people. He's a man. He's a father, and we're gonna respect him. We're gonna love him. WDDG and
Aiden
fuck.
Ross looked like the Playboy Bunny. I don't know what nigga look like the Playboy Bunny emblem.
Anyone got anything to say?
Fuck
He dressed
the
like
fake
Ross.
narratives, my nigga. Stop the bullshit.
Oh my gosh,
we don't
they
wanna
wearing
hear that
Drake
shit, bro.
shit.
That shit is fake.
Listen to R. Kelly.
R. Kelly looked
Yo,
like
yo,
a fruit
yo,
bat.
this is Lee Laurent, and we here rocking. We're all
I'm
Urban
sorry, you know
Central.
I got to get my roast
And
in,
just
even
now,
in this
what
serious
we just
situation.
showed is rapper DDG literally reacting in real time while he's on Aiden Ross live stream and seeing the TMZ posted the restraining order that his baby mom's, Halle Bailey, had just placed on him. Apparently, this comes to much surprise. However, he definitely knew this was coming. The restraining order states that there has been physical violence, according to TMZ, who acquired...
Yeah, I don't know if he knew this was coming. I'm going to be honest. I seen some shit that Dub said. I was watching a few videos, I'm not going to lie, about this topic. I never watched really their news story, but I watched a few videos, and he said TMZ found out before my brother even got the information. So we don't know if he knew this prior, that she actually got a restraining order out on him. It seems like she actually just did this without saying anything, and she just took it upon herself in secret. So we don't know at all that he got the restraining order. So I would have to disagree with that with this guy. We know allegedly that he might know that he has a restraining order against him because TMZ got a hold of it. And TMZ published it. How the fuck TMZ get a hold of this first before he even gets served anything?
the actual restraining order. They also acquired a few photos.
Also, yes, in a restraining order, I can't stress this enough, guys. A restraining order is not hard to get. It's really not. Okay. Yes, you can. It will have certain things written down in a restraining order, but it's not hard to get. Like there could like even when two people are going at it and the woman and the man are having a back and forth physically with each other, you can get a restraining order and it'll still say physical violence in the restraining order, even though you might have initiated fighting, hitting him first. And also, thing you guys don't understand is a woman can hit you first, but since she's weaker than you, and her skin, biologically, women's skin is a lot thinner. Since she's weaker than you, and since she's a woman and her skin is made a lot thinner, women naturally are able to bruise more. They don't have as thick skin as we do. So if you were to hit her back with the same amount of force, it doesn't even have to be more force. Or even if you were to grab her very firmly, because a woman hitting you, I don't know if y'all know this, but women are not babies. A woman hitting you and you having to restrain her from continuously putting her hands on you is not just something you're easily going to do in the manner of it not getting to a point where it's going to look a little damaging, because you have to grip her arms. You have to really strain her, and you have to squeeze her arms. You're squeezing her arms, and woman's skin is fragile, so you're going to bruise her. Fingers are going to get digged in her skin. You're probably going to accidentally scratch her. Your nails are probably accidentally going to dig in her skin because you're trying to restrain her. You feel me? She might, you can get a bruise from getting grabbed too hard. Women definitely, for sure. So you can bruise a woman just by trying to restrain her and keep her at bay so she doesn't keep hitting you and keep her stagnant. So, that just goes to say that a woman can hit a man first. A man hits her back and they get into a dispute. And she could be the only one at the end of it with bruises on her. If you look at a lot of reports about DV, A lot of the times men have the bruises on them. The bruises are scratches because women just don't have the same physical capacity of force in their hits and their strikes. So a lot of times women just end up scratching, even if they don't intentionally do it. Versus if a man hits a woman, more than likely she might have a black and blue bruise, something that looks like that she's been striked with a certain amount of force, right? Something blunt, right? It looked like she was hit with something blunt because our force is a lot stronger. And that alone can grant her, just offer, even if she hit the man first, just because she's the one that has visual bruising, that alone can grant her a restraining order, even though she was the one that attacked him. It does not matter. Even though she was the one that attacked him, her having bruises can can uh, can be an advantage and give a privilege to her side and not his. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's hard. Let's just put it like this. How are you going to be able to justify yourself protecting yourself, right, against somebody if you're the one that doesn't have the bruises and the other person does? There's not enough proof. There's really nothing you can really say. All you have is your word. So as a man, let's say I get hit by a woman and she attacks me first, and that's my girlfriend, and I end up hitting her back with the same amount of force, just to try and just to try and um just to try and stop it, right? Stop the attack, stop the threat, right? At this point, she is a threat. She's hitting you. I hit her with the same amount of force. We get into a scuffle, and we're getting into a scuffle with the same amount of force. So, of course, as a man, since I'm stronger than her, I have to lessen my strength. So I'm equaling hers by lessening mine. So I'm taking it very easy, trying not to go too hard, all that good jazz. So when that happens and she bruises easier, how am I going to be able to plead a case about, oh no, she hit me first, when she's the one that has the revealing and the you can actually see her bruises? You look at me, I have no bruises. Even if you're not a cop, outside looking in, if you lined up 100 people and it was two people that were in a domestic violent relationship, and statistically, most likely, I just want to say this real quick. Statistically, domestic violence is not a man on woman. Statistically, domestic violence is mostly actually both people are actually getting into a dispute and fighting each other. It's actually a mutual thing. It's not the man is just beating on a woman. No, it's actually most of the times in domestic disputes, it's both of them beating on each other, and usually a handful of times more than not, then the woman is the one that actually starts it. Yes, most of the times in domestic violent cases, I don't think a lot of you people know, but the woman does initiate it. She does. So what happens is these men, okay, are out here getting into domestic violent disputes, and even if, since statistically we know what we know, even if that is the case, that the woman has hit the man first, still the man is the one most of the time that faces the repercussions. It's only after that the man goes to court and tries to fight and plead his case for why, or try to give some sort of concrete evidence for why the restraining order is completely stupid because she was the one that attacked him first. That's the whole point. A man can only actually deem himself innocent is if he goes to the courts and fight that he was the one that should have the restraining order because she attacked him first. He was the one that was getting hit. He was the one that was violently attacked. He was the one that was trying to de-escalate the situation, and she made it worse. Or maybe he was yelling or he was getting loud, and they were sharing words verbally, and then she ends up smacking him. Right? She ends up smacking him. So then he ends up maybe smacking her. Same exact force, right? Same exact thing. You smack me, I smack you. So although he's trying to plead, to the cops or to, let's say, 100 people, and they say and they see these two people in a relationship with domestic violence, if she has bruises on her, 100 about 90+% of those people are gonna believe that you were the one that attacked and initiated and was beating on her, instead of, and never, even not once, would ever come to the conclusion or ever think, because they see the bruises on her, that she ever hit you even one time. They wouldn't even think that she hit you even one time. They would think that you just beat the shit out of her, because women bruise easier. And she's brown skinned, but she's not that dark. She's not that dark, y'all. Holly has a very light brown complexion. She looks like she can bruise easy. She looks like she can bruise easy. DDG is darker than she is. I don't know if it's the lighting, but yeah, he's more brown. He's more of a darker brown than she is. She looks like she will bruise easy. So all I'm trying to say is, guys, this happens every day, where a woman will hit a man first, or they will both be mutual aggressors, right? And most of the time, even when that's the case, the woman is the one that's more than likely granted the restraining order. Of course, there's many other things that come in play. Plus, because the women usually have kids, so they kind of really just bless shorties with restraining orders just off the strength of the child. They think that the child might be in danger of the father. And if you don't think that these courts think that just because the man and the woman got into a dispute, they don't correlate that with maybe he would probably harm the child, you're out of your fucking mind. I promise you this right now. Those judges, those DEAs, those DAs, bro, they 100%, a lot of the times, reason why they would grant that restraining order for the woman if she has kids is because they do think in some way, shape, or form that the man might be a threat to the child and not just the woman. I promise y'all this. I promise y'all this. Okay? So there's many reasons why women can get a restraining order easily, and not only easily, but it's more accessible and easier for them to get a restraining order than it is for a man. Because before a man could get a restraining order, the woman will, more than likely, before the man gets a restraining order, the woman will have already got a restraining order on him, and he has to go to court to plead his case on that restraining order. So that's the issue with the system that I wanted to point out. Men can only really show innocence or fight to prove that they were the ones that were being attacked first is if they go to court, versus a woman outside of the courts. She gets led and guided into the court for the assistance to get the restraining order on the man. It's not the same. Just off of her word and just off of her being more hysterical, I'm telling you guys this right now. Men only can really be proven to be innocent if they take it to the court, versus a woman does not. She can be outside of the courts, and the courts will welcome her in. It's two different things. A court will welcome the woman in to grant her what that restraining order, versus the man will be said, versus more times than not, the man will go and get either removed from the premises, might face jail time, or they will make it harder for him, because when you're going in the courts to try and fight your case against somebody that put a restraining order on you, that's not a welcoming court. There's nothing welcoming about that, because instead of you, there's two different things. Holly went into court and got a restraining order. DDG has to go into court and fight the restraining order. So that's not welcoming at all. You got granted something. I have to try and fight this thing and take away what you got granted, because it's not, because it's false and it's not actually what happened. I'm not speaking about their relationship, right? Like I said, it's alleged, but I'm just trying to I'm just trying to tell everyone and let everyone know that all this shit about the restraining order and them talking about woody woo woo, there was physical violence written down in it. Yes, of course there's physical violence written down in a lot of restraining orders. Not only that, but it's very easy for a woman to get a restraining order. It's very easy. And I also think there's a statistic out there that shows that when men are in domestic violent relationships, I think they're less likely to go to the courts. They're less likely to go to the courts. I think that's a fact. I'm not sure. I might have to fact check myself, but yes, when men are in a domestic violent relationship, they are less likely to go to the court because of they are protecting the woman and men don't snitch. Okay, if you guys want to know what species on this earth snitches the most, nigga, I don't know why the fuck you searching. They're right here. Women snitch the most, my nigga.
where it shows Halle Bailey
Unrelated, but I
inflicted
just had to say,
with
women
a
definitely
few
snitch the
bruises,
most.
as well as listed in the restraining order. He also said that she had a chipped tooth based.
I mean, yeah, you could see the bruise, but it's like it. You can see the bruise, but where did this bruise come from? On the lower half of the arm. This looks like a bruise that you would get from being restrained by somebody basically holding your arm so hard, squeezing your arm so hard, they're squeezing your skin and pinching your skin. This looks like a hand grasping an arm so hard it's pinching the skin. This is what it looks like. It looks like her skin got pinched by something pretty sizable, like a palm of a hand and fingers. I don't think y'all understand just how difficult it is to actually restrain a fully grown person, even if it's a female, from punching you, because she's full on offense, and you're just trying to keep her there. There is no, oh, you grabbing her soft, you caressing her. No, you're squeezing her arms to damn near to the point where you are literally clamping down on that shit like a vice grip. You are going to leave a bruise on her. Like, especially if she's this light. I don't know what you guys think is gonna happen. Like, no, people don't just are unscathed from having their arms gripped. Like, guys, my mom has gripped my arm before, and it didn't leave a bruise, but it left like a temporal, like red mark on me. I'm light skinned, by the way. I'm mulatto, so of course I'm a bruise easy. Bro, my mom gripped my arm before, and just in those 2 seconds of her gripping my arms, like pretty hard. I ain't gonna lie, my mom got some strength. Just in those 2 seconds of her gripping my arm, it was a fucking red mark of her handprint. So imagine this going on for I don't know how long. A couple minutes of this, squeezing the shit out of her to keep her restrained. Yeah, this looks like one of those bruises. I ain't gonna lie, it kind of looked like a teeth mark. What the fuck, did he bite you? All right, let's get serious. Let's get serious. Shout out my dog. Shout out my dog DDG, bro. Listen, I'm not on nobody's side. I just like the roast. I ain't mean to say that. I just thought it was funny. Like, damn, like I ain't gonna lie, like it looked like a bite mark. Did my nigga DDG bite you? Did DDG bite her arm? Like, did he just take a chunk? I don't know. Nigga was hungry.
Off of the previous attack where DDG was banging her head into the steering wheel. This is a photo of the chipped tooth, if you guys.
And then here's the photo of the chipped tooth. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest. I have woken up out of my sleep in the early morning, and just a fucking chipped tooth appeared out of nowhere, my nigga. I have woken up out my sleep in the early morning just to find out I'm missing some enamel. I'm missing a little bit of mass of my teeth. I'm missing a little bit of my teeth. My shit's not all the way there. I have woken up in the AM. It's morning. It's the next day. I'm thinking shit normal. Or I don't know. Maybe in my sleep, my fucking teeth got hungry. They started eating themselves. I have woken up, looked in the mirror, and cheesed. And niggas seen my shits was chipped. And it was not there a day ago. My shits was not chipped a day ago. All I'm saying is, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what to say about this because I don't want to say anything damning. Like I don't want to seem like I'm on anyone's side because if this is true, then DDG is wrong. But it's like a chipped tooth. Like I can understand if this whole shit was gone. Like I'm talking about, she was out here looking like Christian Rock. But I don't know, bro. Wait, also from slamming her face and her head into the steering wheel. I feel like she would have more than a chip tooth.
Can see, but apparently,
especially
DDG
not this
has
small.
been abusing the Little Mermaid actress. So therefore, she put a restraining order on him and limiting his time with their son Halo up to 6 hours a week with a supervised company. This is
6 hours a week with a supervised company. Y'all, this is what I was explaining to you guys just a minute ago. DDG has to literally fight all of this. DDG has to fight all of this. That's what I'm saying. Like, the courts is not welcoming to him. She's already filing papers. Custody papers. Halle Bailey even said it herself. The reason why, in the reports, the reason why she's doing this, and she hinted at it, is because she thinks that DDG is a danger to Halo. And she wants sole custody.
obviously
The sole custody part is kind of like, I'm gonna be honest, the sole custody part is a little fishy.
a big L for DDG. And this apparently happened back in January. The two, DDG and Halle Bailey, actually broke up in October last year. And apparently upon, her dropping the son off Halo to have visitation time with DDG and her going over visitation rights, he got pretty agitated and decided to attack.
Hey, nigga, your mic fucking up. Speak in. Speak with your chest. I can't hear shit.
So, according to court documents, Halle Bailey recalled.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, this is what I was talking about, y'all. So in the document, she claims things got, first of all, I'm about to start skipping this fucking shit. I'm about to just get to the meat and grits of this shit because this nigga, I'm tired of hearing his voice. It sound like the nigga trying to seduce me. So they got physical in January. They broke up back in October, and Halle says DDG came over to pick up their son Halo, and she tried to start a convo with the rapper about a child visitation schedule. Like I said, this is alleged. We don't know if they actually had a conversation. Okay, this entire time, what were we getting? What were we getting when there was something being spoken about? They were talking through a third party. So we don't know if this actually happened because we've known only them we've only known the contact that they had with each other was through somebody else. As she was buckling Halo in the car seat, she claims DDG grew agitated and repeatedly said, get out of my car, bitch. Halle says the baby was crying and she got nervous about DDG leaving him in such an agitated state. So yes, she got nervous about DDG being with Halo in an agitated state, which only goes to the only assumption you can make is she thinks that something bad might happen if DDG is agitated to Halo. So then that's when they allegedly started wrestling with DDG pulling her hair. Allegedly started wrestling. Okay. Like this right here, like allegedly started wrestling. Wrestling for what? DDG pulling her hair, slamming her face on his steering wheel, and chipping her tooth. Pulling her hair, slamming her face on the steering wheel, chipping her tooth. She was buckling Halo in a car seat. Okay. Halle says she was in pain and crying. And although that stopped the fighting, she was still worried about Halo. So she remained in the car for the ride over to DDG's house where she told his family what happened. Okay. This right here, ride over to DDG's house where she told his family what happened. This right here, this could, I'm going to be honest, this could really help DDG's case. Because if the family comes out and says that that's not what happened, that she never told us anything, that could help them. Because she did put the family in the, right in the docks for the restraining order. Also, this is a little weird. She remained in the car for the ride over. Because she was worried about Halo. I don't know.
Buckling Halo, their son, into
that's a little weird
car
though.
Seat, upon his visitation.
But slamming her face on, yeah, okay, so I was right. Slamming her face on his steering wheel. Y'all, okay, do you know how much force you have to put onto someone? Like, okay, he's grabbing your hair, right? He has control of your entire neck. Do you know how much force someone has to put into a slam? Hitting someone's face on the steering wheel. And all you come out with is a little bit of a chipped tooth. I'm not saying her nose should have been dislocated in 50 fucking different places and she should have been gushing out blood all the way down to her chin. But she should have had some bruising, either on her nose or on the head, or on the cheek, something above the brow, anything. All she had was a chipped tooth.
And
shut up.
Getting nervous.
We skipping this nigga, bro. We don't want to listen to him.
As DDG pretty much explains why she got a restraining order, apparently under a supervised company.
Yeah. Shut up. Halle Bailey and E-list rapper DDG are rumored to have broken up.
And
Halle Bailey and E-list rapper DDG are rumored to have broken up. Yo, what the fuck? Pop Tings. What the yo? Why they had to do that? Why did they throw that in there? That's like saying Halle Bailey is an E-list actor. Like, niggas will eat you up in the comments if you were ever to say that. Why would you just throw that in there? I ain't gonna lie, these blogs, I don't know if they even like men, bro. The only man these blogs like is that gay ass nigga Saucy Santana.
Rapper, that he was pretty upset as he take his music career pretty serious professionally. Fans have previously
Why is he talking about his music career? We don't give a fuck.
His lives and him.
Like, they ain't got shit to do with anything else. This nigga just showing random shit.
His life continues.
Okay, so this is another thing that was being talked about. Okay, so allegedly, people were rumoring that Halle Bailey took her son Halo to, I forgot what beach is called, but she took her son Halo to on vacation on an island. And she was with Brent Fayez. And she took Halo around to see Brent Fayez. Now, people were saying it's not true because her sister Chloe was there and that's the only person she went with. But then there's other people that had a little bit more logic and said, well, just because she was with Chloe doesn't mean she wasn't with Brent. And also, who's to say that they're not together and Brent just doesn't want to make anything seem concrete and concrete and evident because she's going through whatever she's going through with DDG. Hey man, I heard some shit through the grapevine. Brent used to be a pimp. It doesn't seem too far fetched that the nigga would not only would be fucking with Halle, but also tell Halle, "Hey yo, keep me out of your shit. Don't post me on the internet, nothing. Let's keep what we got going on private." And I doubt Halle disagreed. I'm pretty sure she agreed as well, because a lot of people say, a lot of her fans, Halle is a very private person. So I'm pretty sure these motherfuckers definitely, not only that, but she hid her pregnancy for a minute. Who's to say she's not hiding who she's dealing with too? And I'm not saying that's wrong, right? They're single now. Of course, she can move on. But I'm just saying, you guys really think that it's not a possibility that she took Halo to the islands to be with not only her, but Brent Fayez? And if she did, that would not be cool. Why it wouldn't be cool? Because when DDG took Halo to on Kai Cenat's stream, she literally did this whole thing about talking about her postpartum depression and damn near made DDG look like the worst fucking guy on planet Earth. Only after the fact that she was getting berated with negative comments about what she tweeted, she changed up her mood. Not only that, but DDG did say when, he did get on the internet and talk about not being able to see his son, and he let out a little bit of that. He did say that Halle has a problem and doesn't want DDG to take Halo out of the state or out of the country.
As a response to academics' claims, and obviously Halle taking their son Halo to her home country, St. Lucia, for Mother's Day with her new bae, Brent Fayez.
Oh my gosh, this nigga is
so
gay.
According to Instagram post, Halle's Instagram post,
Halle don't look bad. I don't know why she don't like her body. Look like she got thick.
Vacation. So according to DJ Academics, it definitely
just go pop out with that nigga Brent Fayez already, man. Pop out with
I seen this.
trying to disguise spotted with text messages from.
Okay, so these are the text messages. Okay. This foul bet. Daryl Granberry. Okay. Update contact. New name and photo available. Daryl Granberry. DG can't see his son because I took. Hey, look at me. Brent Fayez in St. Lucia. You think you hurt my feelings when you really just ruined your own image. This is a terrible look. Makes you look disgusting and evil. Enjoy your vacation. Happy Mother's Day. But just have the same energy when it's my turn to have him. I'm on the same shit. I I don't rule out that this is something that DDG would say. It does seem like something DDG would say. But I don't see what's wrong about this. I mean, if y'all put two and two together and you use your brain, DDG and a lot of his friends has hinted that she cheated on DDG with this exact guy. With this exact guy, Brent Fayez. DDG found out, of course, and so they had that little thing with Ruby Rose, whatever. Fuck y'all know, boom, catch up. And I mean, if we're being honest here, does it not make sense that when DDG did do that, right? When he did DM Ruby Rose and Ruby Rose dropped the text, does it not make sense that Halle stayed? Literally, Halle did not have any issue with it at all. Literally, her tweet was, "I'm spending Christmas or whatever, whatever with my son and my man." That's literally what she said. Not verbatim, but I remember that tweet. She said, "I'm spending Christmas time and enjoying Christmas with my man and my son." Even after all that shit went down. Ruby talking about Halle wearing her t-shirt, some more shit. Halle was super, like, it was actually kind of scary how super cool a woman was about her man texting another woman, talking about wanting to link up. A lot of people was so focused on what DDG did, you guys weren't focused on how weird the reaction that Halle had was. And yeah, I guess you could assume, oh nah, she just a ride or die. She just wanted to rock it out with DDG. I highly doubt it. Usually, when people are so cool with stuff like that, not usually, but in some situations, when people are so cool with stuff like that, it's because they did their own dirt too, and they feel as if they would not be right to then condemn that person for doing something when they did worse. And what was that thing that she may have done worse? That she knew she did, so she wasn't tripping about what DDG did? Cheating on DDG with Brent Fayez. So, if that is true, that she did cheat on DDG with Brent Fayez, and there's also podcasts and interviews where DDG even said and spoke on this, and confirmed it even further, then these messages makes a lot of sense. Because not only did you cheat on me with this nigga, which is what completely compromised our relationship, but then you bring my son to outside the country to another man, around another man, without telling me. And you guys are going to sit there. I know there's going to be people that say, oh, well, she doesn't have to tell DDG shit. She's a single woman. That's her kid. She could do whatever she wants. For one, if that was DDG, you guys can't deny Halle would have had a serious fucking problem that DDG was just posting pictures. And there was possibly a woman there unknowingly of Halle's knowledge. Because again, Halle says in a report and in videos that she's very protective over Halo, and she does not play about Halo. So if you think that she's this protective mother that she says she is, then you must have to believe that she wouldn't want no random girl, DDG, someone DDG is messing with, aka, around her son, because she doesn't know who that girl is or her intentions. Not only that, but on top of that, her son is out of the country. You think if Halle found out that DDG took Halo out of the country on an island somewhere miles away that she can't get to him, and then there's also a woman DDG got around her son, a random woman she ain't even know, DDG never told her about this after she went and lashed out and went crazy at DDG for not telling her about linking up with Kai Cenat. If you don't think that him not telling her about having a random woman around their son while he's out of the country with her son, that she wouldn't absolutely lose her fucking mind and go on Twitter and start going absolutely nuts, you're damn sure blinded. Now, listen, now, even with all this going on, not picking sides, but you gotta admit, Holly would not let that nigga DDG do that. She would not ever go for that shit. Are you kidding me? If Holly ever, God forbid DDG ever took Halo out of the country around a random woman, Holly Bailey would raise hell. Holly Bailey would raise hell. And now I'm not gonna be like anybody else saying, "Oh, it's because she still want to be with DDG, she still want to fuck on him or whatever the fuck it is." No, Holly Bailey will raise hell because, according to her, she's very overprotective. She's an overprotective mother, and she's gonna want to know who the woman is that's around DDG, and most importantly, because why is she around you, around my son? But you do that exact same thing with DDG. So if this is all true, and Holly did what she wouldn't want DDG to do with Brent Fayez, a nigga that DDG did not know was there until these pictures came up. These messages are very justifiable. I don't see nothing wrong with what he texts. These two messages are very justifiable. He didn't say anything wrong. He ain't call her a bitch. He ain't cuss at her. Nothing. All he said was, "You think you hurt my feelings when you really just ruining your own image. This is a terrible look. Makes you look disgusting and evil. Enjoy your vacation. Happy Mother's Day. But just have the same energy when it's my turn to have him. I'm on the same shit." Which is what? Oh my gosh, y'all, use your context clues. What same energy? Him taking Halo out of the country. What do you think DDG means? Him taking Halo out of the country and bringing Halo around a random woman. You gonna do it? So bet. I'ma do it too. Why do you think that he said that? Because he knows that shit gonna bother Holly. Cause Holly don't want Halo out the country with that nigga. And damn sure Holly don't want no random bitch around Halo either. That DDG is fucking with. Why do you think he said something about, why do you think he said, "You think you hurt my feelings"? Because this is the nigga that she cheated on him with. This is him. This is Brent, bro. I'm starting to believe it to be true as well. Listen, all I have to say is, even if, look, even if this isn't true, we still gotta agree, taking Halo out the country, whoopty whoop whoop, but not allowing DDG to do it, really crazy.
DDG, who messaged Holly.
You know what? And when people were talking about these messages, I thought this shit was worse than what it was, but this is just him addressing the situation and telling her about herself. Because like I said, DDG already said that she had dealings with this same nigga. Now you bringing my child around this nigga that you cheated on me with. This is simply just DDG addressing the situation and telling her about herself. There's nothing wrong about this. Women text shit like this even worse every day.
Saying it's not a good look, and how it's a new development for DDG and Holly Bailey. Online influencer and female alleging that he was harassing her, and G and the Ruby Rose, model, influencer, and female rapper, had also dated DDG in the past, and she was alleging that he was harassing her and publicly being physically violent towards her as well. Ruby Rose alleged physical violence from DDG as well, as he sent her threatening messages to
Um, yeah, I don't know what the fuck this is. Apparently she lied though.
Don't know quite what to expect. Daily, a very constricted child custody and a restraining order. There seem to be challenges, but we hope that they can maturely.
Yeah, so I also hope they can maturely figure this shit out. But I do gotta say this. She put DDG in a really tough position. Because now DDG has to fight for not only rights, but he has to fight to prove that that restraining order is null and void. So it's crazy. It's crazy. It's wild. Um, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not on either side, but I gotta say, um, shit is definitely shaky on Holly's end too. Shit is shaky on Holly's end as well. Um, now I'm gonna be honest. The bruises and the shit that she showed, a lot of it seems a little shaky to me. I'll be honest. Now, like I said, if it is true that he did abuse her or whatever it is, of course DDG is wrong. But from what I'm seeing, from the pictures that I'm seeing, it doesn't look like abuse. That honestly, it could be anything. Like, dude, it could be anything. And I'm not just going to condemn DDG and say that he did what he did just because the judge granted her a restraining order. Like I said, and I'm gonna say again, y'all, it's not hard to get a restraining order. You can get a restraining order just off of somebody harassing you. I don't understand what you guys like. Please, like, use your heads. You don't even have to get into a physical altercation with anybody, especially your spouse. You just need to feel like he's harassing or you're getting harassed, and you will get a restraining order. You can get a restraining order um on a guy pertaining to your child. I don't know if you guys know that. A woman could 100% go to the courts and do some facetious shit and lie on a man, and when it comes to a child, she can get a restraining order. If she proves just even a little bit that the dad is negligent around the child. My nigga, a dad could have a blunt, okay, some weed, like literally just the nigga could have a L in the ashtray, lit up. She could take that to the judge as proof of his negligence, and they could get a restraining order just off of that alone, just off of the drug use, even though it's one blunt. So the restraining order here is not the problem. That's not the issue. What is the issue is the fucking custody. Not only did she get a restraining order, but she's filing for full custody. Why are you filing for full custody? The issues that y'all have is between each other. Why are you taking Halo away from his father? Sole custody is crazy. I don't think y'all understand this, but you might as well not even have a fucking kid if the parent is the sole custodian and you're not. And you guys don't know if Holly is going to let DDG see Halo. Holly could very well only let DDG see Halo for 2 days and then keep Halo for the rest of the entire month, plus another month, plus a third month. I don't think y'all understand. Like, that is terrible. And then you guys are talking about 6 hours? Imagine spending 2 days with your son for 6 hours plus under supervision. Because you and a mom got into a scrap. Like, why else? Why else would you not want your son to be around the father because you want. Let me break it down like this. Why else would you get sole custody and not allow your father to be around the son, and you be the one that's around the son, and you dictate how the father can see the son and when, if you don't think that the father might be a threat to your child? Halle is getting sole custody because she thinks that DDG is going to hurt Halo. That's the only thing I could think of on why she wants to get sole custody of Halo. Why else does she want to get sole custody of Halo? I'm confused. That doesn't make sense. Why else would she want to get sole custody of Halo? Even if it is true that he may have hit her a few times. What does that got to do with him seeing his son? I'm confused on that. That's confusing because they're not in the same residence. They're not even in the same city for real. They don't even talk to each other. I don't know what messages came out about her. Allegedly there's messages about hold on, maybe let's search this up. Allegedly there's messages about Halle Bailey. Yeah, let's see. Is there camera footage? Okay, there's no camera footage. So she doesn't have the Ring camera footage. Messages. Apparently, there's messages that she tries to give Halo to DDG, but he says no. Apparently, there's messages. These are the only messages that I seen, the Brent Fayez and shit. But I'm trying to search it up. I'm not seeing nothing. He's not telling the truth. All right, hold on. Let's go here
Halle
real
Bailey
quick.
was granted
Cause this girl, she has good
Halle Bailey was granted a restriction.
DG cries at the Halle files and win temporary custody of Halo. Yeah, so that's what they're gonna give that. Okay, so there's more shit going on. There's more shit going on. Okay.
Halle Bailey did file for full custody of Halo. In her declaration to the court, she claimed that throughout their relationship and continuing to this date,
Throughout our relationship, continuing to date, there has been and continues to be physically, verbally, emotionally, and financially abusive towards me. She said in court documents reviewed by the Times, I am seeking orders to protect myself and our son Halo from his ongoing abuse. Exactly. What did I say? She wants to protect Halo from ongoing abuse. He's not abusing Halo, though. And allegedly, if this is true, apparently, like I said, if this is true, he's only abusing Halle. But then she's saying, I don't want Halo around him? That's crazy. The TRO was granted by a Los Angeles County Superior Court judge. Bailey indicated in court documents that she was concerned for his safety and that of their son. What did I tell you? Halo St. Granberry and asked that DDG be ordered to stay away from both of them. No advance notice was given to DDG because Bailey was afraid he would retaliate with violence or by taking Halo out of the area, the document said. Okay. I don't know if that's a good enough excuse. So then this is proof that he did not receive those papers, y'all. This is proof that he did not receive those papers. Yeah. She didn't tell him about it, and he definitely didn't receive no damn papers. Okay, because if he did receive papers, then this nightmare of him taking Halo out of the country or retaliating with violence when it had happened, I'm pretty sure if she's right about DDG and he's this abuser, I'm pretty sure him getting served papers at his front doorstep would definitely drive, right, the abuser to want to do something violent. So I highly doubt he got anything served to him.
Daryl has been and continues to.
I just think it's crazy that she wants to take full custody over Halo, although there's no history of DDG or anything in any form of him abusing that boy. It's only them that got into a fight. Like everything is just she say. Yeah, she's saying a lot in the documents, but the only proof that we've seen so far is a small bruise on her arm and a chipped tooth.
To be physically, verbally.
There's no ring camera, although she said that there's literally no footage of the ring camera. I don't know if there is. Hopefully, maybe this video will show it. But there's no footage of him punching a ring camera. There's no footage of him skirting off, saying "fetch, bitch," breaking her phone, throwing it on the ground. And there's no pictures and no text of him pulling up at her house while she wasn't there, breaking in and then taking pictures in her bed. And then what else? I don't know if that's gonna come out, but what else? Yeah, that's really about it. And then all this other abuse she's talking about, where did this come from?
Emotionally and financially abusive towards her. She's seeking orders to protect herself.
Emotionally and financially abusive towards her? Wait, y'all, if Haley got all this money, what she mean financially?
What happened was he woke with him outside to.
Okay. DDG went to Bailey's house on January 18th. She said in the declaration to pick up Halo. She said she asked DDG when he would return the child and alleged he wouldn't give her an answer. Okay, so this is what. Hold on, before I start talking, because everyone was saying that there was concrete evidence that this conversation happened over a text. I'm gonna read it again, slowly for you motherfuckers. People said that this was a text. DDG went to Bailey's house on January 18th. She said in the declaration to pick up Halo. She said she asked DDG when he would return the child and alleged he wouldn't give her an answer. People said this was in text, my nigga. DMs. This is just word. Where the fuck is the DMs? Anyway, the discussion continued as I walked with him outside to assist to put Halo in the car seat. I was buckling the baby to the seat and physically got into the back seat to adjust the car seat. I had left my front door open and was not even fully dressed as I was not even wearing shoes. Okay, so boom. So that's why boom. Okay, cool. Wearing shoes, Daryl kept repeating, "Get out of my car, bitch." Halo was crying. Bailey said she was nervous leaving the baby with her agitated ex and repeatedly pleaded with him to stop calling her a bitch.
And to put Halo in the car seat. Daryl kept repeating ex and repeated and
then the argument escalated. She said, "The next thing I knew, things got physical between us. We fought each other." They fought each other! Guys, this is this is exactly what I was saying. You don't need, right? You do not need. A woman does not need. A woman does not need much of proof other than she got some bruises to get a restraining order. They fought each other. It got physical between the two. They were wrestling and tussling. This is why I said all she needed was that little bit of proof of those bruises and the chipped tooth, and they was going to give her that restraining order, y'all. That's why I said it doesn't matter if it's a mutual thing and both of them are fighting each other. It's not just, oh, he hit me and he was beating on me. It doesn't matter. If she's the one with the bruises and you're not, she's the one getting the restraining order. And I will go even as further as to say, even if y'all both suffer some bruises and he may have scratches on his face, but she has that one bruise and a chipped tooth, they will grant her the restraining order. Why? Because she's a mom. She's a woman at one. She's a mom, and there's a kid involved. And when there's a kid involved, I'm sorry to cut this. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't smoke weed. When there's a kid involved, I'm sorry to break it down to all the women out there that think DDG could just, oh yeah, let's go into court. I got the same rights. To all the women and all the men that think that, you're fucking stupid. when there's a kid involved and there is a domestic dispute between the woman and the man, the judges in the courts automatically 9 times out of 10 give the custody or give the what is it called? The restraining order to the women out of because of the child. Off the strength of the child, most states give the benefit of the doubt and the privilege to the women. I don't know how a lot of you people, because I'd be looking at comments and people saying, oh, DDG could just go to court. Nigga, even if they both had bruises and they both agreed that they was tussling and fighting with each other, which she just admitted to, the courts are still going to be in her favor because she's a mother, a woman, and there's a child involved. And the courts automatically think that the child is better off with the mother than the father. I don't understand how you people don't fucking understand this. So yes, DDG can go to court, but after he absolutely gets fucked. Like, what is the point of going to court after you get fucked? They just gave custody and a restraining order to her for free. I got fucking bruises on my face too, and now I gotta fight that shit? What the fuck are y'all talking about? Yes, men can go to court to fight for custody in their child and restraining order. After the judge absolutely fucks them? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. So, anyway, she says he was pulling her hair. He then slammed her face on the steering wheel, causing her tooth to get chipped. She then stopped fighting back as I was in a lot of pain, Bailey wrote. Okay. So it seemed mutual, but of course, a man has more strength. Like, I don't understand what you... I think the courts need to be updated and society. What do you guys think is going to happen when you tussle with a man? Men just naturally have more aggression and are more naturally violent and stronger. We have more testosterone, which means that we're a lot more violent when it comes down to violence. And we're a lot more aggressive when it's time to get aggressive. What do y'all think was going to happen? He was going to be the one to stop fighting first? She was going to just whoop his ass?
And she was since I would not leave the baby in the car.
I wanted to get out of the car with Halo, but was now stuck. Okay. Daryl then said that since I would not leave the baby in the car, he would take me with them. He drove quickly towards his house. When we arrived at his house, I was crying and told his family what happened. I begged his family who were there to help me figure out a schedule with him. They said, just leave Halo and go. I left hysterical. I had bruises over my arms and a chipped tooth. You had one bruise on your arm. Okay, so yeah, this is consistent with the other shit.
His family, Halle wasn't home.
Okay, so this is what we're talking about. So these are the pictures. Okay, so she does have this picture. A picture of her empty bed sent to her with the text saying, now I know what you've been on, LOL, threatening her. Accusing her of having sex with other men, Halle has feared for her safety since scared that he'll enter when she's there on March 7, 2025. Halo and Halle were both gone, I'm thinking. Okay, so now I know what you've been on, LOL. You can pick Halo up from George. I have to go to work. Can you answer if you're not home? Just say that. Me and Halo is at the front door. Can you answer if you're not home? Just say that. Okay, so this is her saying that. Wait, what? Wait, no, this is him saying this. Okay, so this is him saying, me and Halo's at the front door. Can you answer if you're not home? Just say that. Then the picture gets sent. Oh, okay. Oh. So he broke in with Halo?
DDG and then there was sick with RSV on March 7th room, and he said, now I know what you've been on.
What about the other message?
And then there was another incident on March 7th.
Okay. Anyway, Bailey detailed a violent incident on March 7th that ended up with her filing a police report. She and Halo were home sick with RSV when DG came over to see his son. Okay, this is what he was talking about. When Bailey didn't want to leave the house because of his illness. That angered DDG. She said he started yelling and calling her names. He then saw that the Ring camera was recording. He unplugged the Ring camera, opened the side door, and threw the Ring camera out of my home. I went outside to retrieve the Ring camera. He then locked me out of my house, Bailey said in the declaration. I went around the back and came into the house through another entrance. I plugged the camera back in and called my family member.
Him to limit recording.
I want to see that.
The camera back.
I went around the back. Okay. For help. With her on the phone line, I repeatedly asked Daryl to please leave. I told him that he was being rude and I was too sick to deal with him. He would not leave. When he realized that my friend was on the phone line, he became enraged around the same time. And he also saw the ring cameras back on, so he smashed the camera. I have this recording. Okay, she got the recording.
DDG then grabbed her phone and hung up on her relative.
She said DDG then grabbed her phone and hung up on her relative while she managed to get Halo away from him. Daryl then ran out of the house with my phone. I followed, begging him please get my phone back. He got into his car and closed the car door on me while I was holding Halo. Daryl then drove off and threw my phone out a window and yelled, "Go get it, bitch!" As a result of this incident, I filed a police report. So,
Then on Mother's Day,
yeah. So this goes back to what I'm saying. Okay, so, the texts are true. They seem a little weird though. I'm gonna be honest. He broke in with Halo, I guess. But anyway, so yeah. So this is what I mean about the restraining order. Now that I'm looking at this new evidence, it could have been that the judges granted a restraining order maybe not simply off of just they got into a scuffle and not just Halo, but because she felt like she was being harassed. And that's what I was trying to tell you guys. So boom. So she requests sole legal and physical custody of son Halo, asked court to prevent XD from taking him out of LA. Well, he couldn't take him out of LA even if he wanted to, even when this shit didn't go down.
There's on vacation, thing in evil, in the same have Halo.
Yeah, I seen
Please
that.
let me enjoy.
Not with any man. Not with any man out here. I wouldn't do that. I have Halo. Please let me enjoy my Mother's Day in peace. I hope you are okay and feel better soon.
Mom in the May 30th mediation.
Both parties have been ordered to participate in the May 30th mediation teleconference to determine custody or visitation. If the two fail to come up with a plan before then using online court tools, a court hearing is scheduled for June 4th. Okay. In her Tuesday declaration, Bailey said that their relationship ended in 2024 because of Daryl's temper and lack of respect towards me. There have been numerous instances of physical abuse even before Halo was born. So this been going on for the entire 2 years. I want to see that ring camera. I want to see that.
No, it's just
oh yeah,
a lot of,
I seen this. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I seen this live. Basically, DDG looks drained. I don't got nothing else to say about that other than my nigga DDG looks drained. It's hurt my heart
to say, and it's literally making me like.
So the text messages about yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'm confused on that because how did he get in the house? Because I'm pretty sure there was a vivid report saying that he broke in. I vividly remember Halle saying that he actually broke in when she wasn't there. But DDG was with Halo. So he broke in with Halo. I don't know, that seems a little like, yeah, the picture is a little weird. DDG be on some nut shit. The picture be a little weird. The picture is a little weird, like sending it and saying, "So this what you be on?" That's definitely weird. I'll be honest. That is weird. That's some nut shit. DDG crazy as hell. But breaking in, I don't know. Like the only proof she has that he broke in was that picture. So now I'm waiting for breaking and entering evidence. To be honest, the text is cool and all, but that doesn't show anything about him breaking and entering. Yeah, it shows him in her place while she's not there. But we have no clue how he got in there. Somebody could have let him in. It could have been many different things. Like he could have probably fucked around and she probably could have at one time gave him a key. I don't know. Like, but breaking and entering, I can't take that message and just say, oh yeah, he broke and entered her house. Oh my gosh, it's true. No. I'm taking that message as, okay, it looks weird, but it doesn't look breaking and entering weird. So I will want to see the proof of that. Also, I do want to see that ring. I do want to see the ring cam footage. Do want to see that. And also I want to see everything else is just she say, the abuse and everything else. She didn't get any of that documented. It seems like she only got a few things. Other than that, I do want to see what else did she say? I don't know. I forgot.
From my y'all type shit.
Yeah, I seen this, bro. Dope was crying, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that shit almost had me tear up.
You know, and I
it's just it's just different when a but I don't know, bro. It's just different when a nigga cry. Like when niggas cry, bro, that should be I don't know, bro. It's something about niggas crying like it's so foreign. It makes you want to cry.
Run with something until it's proven, you know. And like I said, I know my bro. You know what I'm saying? I've been in situations similar to that. I've been accused of similar situations. Well, that similar situation, and I seen the whole internet switch on. You know, because pictures can be very misleading. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking anything on nobody, but I'm just speaking the truth as far as pictures can be very misleading. You know, you could motherfucking take off on a do something so crazy to a nigga, kind of restrain you, and then you take a picture. You don't even you just think the whole situation went a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like niggas got to give my bro that like just you got to be fair with bro. You feel me? Like I feel like niggas trying to turn on my nigga. You know, my bro been going crazy. You feel me? And I feel like I don't know. I feel like the devil just be working.
Shout out Jay
So
Single.
Illuminati also spoke out about DDG and Halle.
Notice that they got DDG when he was at his height.
Yo, bro, we reacted to everything in one, ain't we? All right, fuck it. Let's react to So.
My dropped an album, did all type of collab. Y'all waited for him to drop an album?
Talk that shit! Yo.
They waited for my be at the top of his career right now.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. So got a Roblox head. He got a Roblox head build, my nigga. Like, it looked like his face is photoshopped on, like, a Roblox character, my nigga. Like, you can't tell me his face don't look like it's photoshopped on a big-ass plasma screen.
Collabs, everything going. And then y'all hit him with he's beating up Halle now? My nigga, that's tough. I don't believe it. I don't.
Yo, this nigga So is funny as shit. Bro, I think I might have to react to that on a separate occasion. I'm reacting that on a separate one. I'm reacting that. No. I can't react to that. I don't want to react to that.
Our other sister and content. I mean, yes and no.
Who? I don't give a fuck about the Taylor girls. Anyway, that's it, y'all. How long was this shit? What the fuck? This shit was an hour? Nigga, how did I manage to talk an hour about this shit? Y'all niggas not watching this. Y'all better watch it. But I'm not recording no more. Hell no. Alright, that's it. We're done.